All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started, everyone. Thank you for coming via Zoom here to join us for our info session on the online Master of Science in Applied Statistics. We'll have plenty of time for questions at the end, but if you want to send a question along the way in chat, you can use the chat feature. As I had mentioned at the top here, we are also recording this session. We're going to make it available afterward. Let's go ahead and look at our agenda for today. We're going to start with some introductions, provide a very brief overview of Michigan Tech. Some of you may or may not be alums or current students, but want to give you a little background on tech. Then we'll dig into the Applied Statistics program in more detail. We'll also talk about a 9-credit graduate certificate that's also available. We'll close with a review of the application process and next steps, and leave time at the end for questions. As far as introductions, we have a few speakers and presenters here today. So first off, I'm Rick Berkey, Director for Global Campus and Continuing Education. Presenting with me today are Dr. Melissa Karanen. She's Professor and Department Chair of Mathematical Sciences. We also have Amanda Irwin, our Graduate Admissions Manager for Global Campus. Also in attendance, although not presenting today, we have a few other folks. So we have Dr. Kui Zhang and Dr. Yanwu Ro. Both are professors in mathematical sciences. They teach courses in this program and have also developed, I think, a couple of the courses. So they have a lot of experience and can support the Q&A as we get to that portion of the session. And then last but certainly not least, from Global Campus, we have Shelly Gallia, our marketing and content manager, who's helping with recording as well as Q&A and other important things behind the scenes here. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to jump in with the overview of Michigan Tech. Like I said, very briefly, just for some context here. As you may or may not know, Michigan Tech is a public research university founded in 1885. It was originally called the Michigan Mining School. We've grown in those 140 years since then to now be an HSTEM-focused university. HSTEM stands for Health, Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math. So that STEM focus is a big part of Michigan Tech's identity. But I also want to mention that we have a fully accredited College of Business. So the STEM focus is complemented by that business college, and lots of growth, especially in the online area with our College of Business. Our enrollment is about 7,400 as of fall 24 stats. That's about 80% undergraduate, 20% graduate, in our graduate programs, including these online programs like what we're talking about today, have grown in the last 3 to 5 years, as you can imagine. We have more than 140 degree programs in our 5 colleges. We have a College of Engineering, College of Sciences and Arts, Computing, Forest Resources and Environmental Science, and our College of Business. And somewhat specific to today's session, in our global campus, we have 40 online graduate programs. That includes both certificates and master's degrees. We actually have a couple PhD programs that can be completed fully online as well. So we have the flexibility of these online programs through Global Campus for folks that may not be able to attend in person. So I also want to mention before we get too much further that all of our online programs are exactly the same as those you would earn on campus. The only difference really is the modality and the flexibility and many of those benefits that come with having an online option available. So a little bit more about Michigan Tech. Another point of pride is that we're designated as a military-friendly campus. On this slide, we have a link to something called the National Graduate Service Reduced Tuition Rate Program. I won't dwell on that too much here today, but just want to mention that this is available. It is available to military veterans, current personnel, former AmeriCorps volunteers, returned Peace Corps volunteers. So a lot of different folks may be eligible for this program, which represents about a 30% savings off standard graduate rates. So it really is a great opportunity, and again, a point of pride about Michigan Tech that we want to mention today. Before we jump into the details of the Applied Statistics program, I want to touch on why online learning. What are some of the benefits of enrolling through our global campus programs? First of all, time and money are probably two of the biggest barriers to pursuing advanced education. So at Michigan Tech, one nice thing about the online programs is we have one graduate tuition rate. So there's no in-state versus out-of-state tuition like you see with many university programs. Also, the savings with no commuting. So with an internet connection, you can literally learn wherever you are. So that also saves you time and money. The degree programs, as mentioned before, they're the exact same through an online program. So they're the same courses, the same instructors. Michigan Tech programs are fully accredited. And really a degree from Michigan Tech brings with it that reputation of rigor, quality, and value in the marketplace. So we pride ourselves on that reputation at Michigan Tech. And now you have online choices for many of these programs. For those that may not be able to physically come to Houghton, you can participate and earn the same credentials. The work-life balance is another benefit. So the online modality provides that flexibility for programs that are delivered online asynchronously. You can complete the coursework around your work and personal schedules, so you don't have to attend class at a given time. You'll still have deadlines and assignments with due dates, but you can really take advantage of the work-life balance to make education fit your personalized schedule. These last three items, improving yourself, advancing your career, increasing your income, all these items, I think, are also benefits of pursuing a traditional on-campus program. But with online programs through Global Campus, you're able to remove some of those key barriers, right? The flexibility, the ability to learn on your own schedule, and in some cases, the cost and time savings that we talked about. So a little bit about benefits of online learning before we jump in here. So at this time, it's my pleasure to turn the presentation over to Dr. Melissa Karanen, and she's going to present in greater detail our online Master of Science in Applied Statistics program. Melissa.
Thanks, Rick. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about the structure of the program. So first of all, obviously, it is a 100% online, and we offer 3 available start dates. So students can enter during the fall semester, the spring semester, or the summer semester. The program consists of 10 courses in total for a total of 30 credits. And we developed this program. We developed each of the online courses to be specific for this program. So it was carefully designed in a way to be used as an online program. And the way it works is, like Rick was saying, in order to maintain a work-life balance, we have it set up so that students will take 2 courses each semester, and the way you take them is one at a time. So each semester is divided into 2 tracks, track A and track B, and you will take one course during track A and you will take another course during track B. So that way you're always completing 2 courses at the end of each semester, but you're only taking one course at a time. Some of the benefits of this program are that as you take your courses, not only will you learn the material, you'll also learn all the different software and tools that are standard in the industry in today's day and age. We also offer a graduate certificate that I will talk a little bit more about during this program, during the presentation, but it's just a certificate that allows you to earn another credential if you didn't want to do the degree program. Michigan Tech is a university that is accredited by the Higher Learning Commission, so you know you're going to be guaranteed a quality education. And another thing that we offer in addition to the program is we offer a bridge course. So what we have found was that some students were really interested in the program. They wanted to get the degree, but there was a gap in their learning. And the place that we saw most students having the gap was in linear algebra. So we developed this bridge course that's 10 weeks, a non-credit bridge course that really just allows you to get the extra information and training that you need to be ordered in order to be prepared for the program. So why might you want to earn this degree? Well, we have found that participants in this program have come from a wide variety of backgrounds. And basically, the idea is most students are looking to find more training in statistical analysis. So that's what you get with this program. You will learn the analysis, you will learn the standard methods and procedures. Like I said before, you'll also become more familiar with what are the standards, what are the basic software and tools that are being used these days. And you're going to learn what are standard techniques, and you're going to combine that with what's emerging, what's new. So you'll learn about that. And it really is an applied experience in the sense that you're going to get this real life experience because you'll be working with real data sets. And you're going to be learning how to think in a special way. So you'll be trained to think in a certain way that helps you build upon what you already know with these new skills and abilities. Well, maybe the actual degree program, you're not sure if that's for you. We also have the option for the graduate certificate. This, again, is another online program, but the courses are just a subset of the courses from the degree program. So again, it runs the same way, that it is a compact 7-week courses. They're again running, you can take 2 courses each semester. They again run during track A or track B. It's essentially the same idea. It's just that you would be earning the certificate instead of the degree. Well, all you need for this is 1 core course and 2 electives. So really, if you're in the program, if you're in the degree program, you will earn the graduate certificate along the way. And so anybody who is in the program, as soon as they're eligible for that graduate certificate, that actually will be awarded to them automatically. But if you're not sure about wanting to do the degree, this certificate is another way for you to really earn another credential. And you can earn this certificate in as little as 2 semesters. So like I said, why you might be interested in the certificate would be, it allows you to quickly earn a credential in the advanced statistical methods, and it allows you to just build upon your knowledge, build upon your toolkit, what you already have, in order to advance you in your current degree or in your current position. It allows you to see if this is something you'd like to pursue for deeper study. And if it is, then you can apply that coursework to the degree if you decide to go on. This slide gives you a little bit of a picture of how the program is structured. So on the left side, you will see actually the list of all the courses that are in the program. So as you can see, I've got a list. There's a list of 10 courses there. Those are all required. Each course is 3 credits. Like I said, you take 2 courses each semester. So ideally, you would be finished in 5 semesters. On the right-hand side, you see what are the requirements for the certificate. And like I said, there is 1 core course, so the 5701 statistical methods. Everybody takes that course. And then you also have to choose 2 electives. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about some examples of career pathways, what other students have done in the past, and what you may do with such a degree. First thing is, it does open new doors for you. It just gives you more credential, it gives you more skills, it gives you more knowledge so that you can position yourself for advancement in your current position. Or maybe you would like to change direction and pursue a different job altogether. It prepares you for that as well. So we've had students in the past who have done both things. They've said, with this degree, I'm going to pursue advancement in my current career. And others have said, I want to move, I want to go down a different path. I want to do something else. I'm interested in a different area, and I'm going to gain the skills through this program to help get me there. And we've seen students who have gone on to be statisticians, who have worked with data science. We've had students who have wanted to work in finance or business, the medical field, biostatistician, computer scientist. We had a recent graduate who said that he was really interested in sports and he would love to try to get into that field of being a sports statistician. So lots of different options. And today, in today's world, with data becoming more and more important to the world we live in, we can see that this actually statistics was rated in the #2 best STEM jobs, and we can see 30% predicted growth for mathematicians and statisticians, and the salary isn't bad either. This student feedback gives you a little bit of a picture of where students' backgrounds have been. So we've had people, you see the first one, high school math teacher, somebody who was a senior analyst, a software engineer. We've had people really from many different backgrounds. Even nursing has been, we've had students who have come with a nursing background. So you can see that statistics can be applied in many different areas, and it really is up to you what you would like to do with what you learn. So now, I think next I'm going to hand it over to Amanda, and she is going to talk about the application process and what your next steps are if you're interested in the program.
Thanks, Melissa. So Amanda Irwin, the graduate admissions manager with the Global Campus. So I would be the person you would work with through the application process and through the onboarding until you started your first class in the program. So in the next slide, we'll just kind of talk through what those next steps look like and what the program requirements are. So the first thing that you would need to do is create an application account. So you'll create a username. I think it just uses your email. So no username, but then a password for the account. And then you'll have to insert an application for the specific program and the semester that you're interested in. And then the third step after you submit your application is to upload required documents. And we'll talk through what those required documents are in the next slide. So we do require an accredited bachelor's degree. When the program is reviewing your application and they're looking at those transcripts, they are looking that you have taken at least Calc 1 and 2, linear algebra, and introductory statistics. I believe Dr. Kiernan talked a little bit about the bridge course that we have available. So if you were lacking in the linear algebra, we run a course to bring you up to speed in that skill area. The program requirements or admission requirements would include you uploading a copy of those transcripts for your bachelor's degree. So they can be unofficial transcripts to start as part of the application process, but usually within a semester or two of you starting your program, we would require that you submit official transcripts. You would upload a copy of your resume. There is a statement of purpose and a personal statement that you would write. I believe those two are character limited, so it's like 2,000 and 3,000 characters. They're relatively short statements. Statement of purpose is more of why you're pursuing the program and kind of what your career goals are. Personal statement gives you an opportunity to tell us more about yourself, what's distinct or unique about you, or address any gaps that you might have in your application in there. The program also requires 2 letters of recommendation. One of those recommendations should be an academic preference, or excuse me, an academic reference if possible. Another note that we want to make is the application fee is $0. So it's free for you to apply to the program, and we do not require a GMAT or a GRE as part of those admission requirements. And so really, if you have a hold of your transcripts and a resume and you've got time to write a couple of statements, you can get through this pretty quickly and then ask for a couple of those references. Speaking of quickly, the spring semester is coming up quick. It starts January 6th, but because that process is so straightforward and simple, you could get through that application process and start for the spring semester if you would like to. Once all of your application materials are in, everything is uploaded in the system, those references come through, your application is marked as complete. And the person that makes the decisions for this program is usually checking their queue, I would say at least every other day, if not every day. So decisions move pretty quickly with this program. And that means, you know, within a week of you submitting your application, you should have an admission decision, and pending you're accepted, we could even get you to the point of being ready to register. That's how quickly we can move things. So spring is absolutely an option for you. Summer semester application is available as well. Classes start May 5th for that. And then our fall application is out there and available for students to select, and that's August 25th when semester begins. I would highly encourage anybody that is interested to schedule an appointment with me as a starting point. And so we've provided a lot of really good information in this session. Hopefully it's answered a lot of your questions. But if you want to talk about what's unique to your circumstance or experience, we can chat through that in a quick either phone or Zoom appointment. So I believe they're sharing in the chat now a link to my calendar. You can schedule some time with me and we can kind of chat through those things, and I can help you get started, especially with any questions about the application itself. If through the session you've had some really specific questions about the program, our contacts are right here. You could reach out to them directly, but I still would encourage you to start with me as a beginning point, and we can figure things out. And if it's something I can't answer for you, then we'll get you connected. With that, I think I will hand it over to Rick.
Yeah, thanks, Amanda. Thanks, Dr. Keranen. Yeah, so that is our presentation. So now we have the rest of the time for any questions, and you can put them in the chat, or we have a fairly small group too. If you want to just unmute, either way works fine. Are there any questions? I do have a question, Melissa. So with the certificate, say you started in the graduate program, so you applied to the master's program, so you automatically get the certificate, like you wouldn't have to apply separately. Is that how that works? This is me asking because I wasn't sure of the answer.
Yeah, so are you saying if you are accepted into the master's program?
Yes.
Yeah, in fact, as students, everybody that completes the master's program gets the certificate.
Okay.
So as soon as you become eligible, as soon as you have taken the first, well, it's the first course, so you'll have taken the core course. And as soon as you have taken 2 courses that are on that electives list, students automatically get awarded the certificate.
Okay, yeah, and I think that's worth noting. I know you mentioned that, but I was curious because I know on the application side, you know, if you started in the certificate, you would apply there first, and then that gives you the option if you want to go on and do the master's. But then it gives you a nice credential along the way, right? With
Right.
something to show for those.
Right. So if you're
the
accepted
courses.
to the master's program, you're accepted to the certificate.
Okay.
We do have some questions that came in, actually 3 good questions. I'll start with number 1 from Josh. For the graduate certificate, can you apply undergraduate credits to the elective, specifically design and analysis of experiments, as well as regression analysis? And you want the other one now, or do you want to just answer that, Melissa, before I go on to the other one?
So I believe you can if those credits have not been counted to towards your undergraduate degree. I believe that's the rule for that.
Okay, so Josh also asks, is there a time limit for how long certificate credits can count towards the master's program? For instance, if I take the certificate, wait 2 years, and then go back and take the master's, would that work?
I feel like that's a graduate school question, or, you know, I don't know if there's a time limit. That would be I think somebody in admissions would need to answer that. Sorry. Unless Kui knows, I'm not sure. Kui, do you know anything about that?
I'm not sure. I don't know that policy. But I don't think there is a time limit.
Okay. All right. What is the cost per graduate credit hour currently? I'm trying to gauge the total cost of the program.
Amanda, do you know the answer to that one?
Yeah, I believe it's $13.34 per credit hour. 1,334 per credit hour. And then for online, there's a $38 per credit hour fee for online.
And I just put the tuition calculator in the box.
And that is also something, if you want to talk through costs, you can schedule an appointment with me and we can run through a few different scenarios. I have a calculator tool of my own, so we can decide, you know, if you were taking 1 course a semester, 2 courses a semester, however you were planning on doing things. I talk a lot with prospective students about like their tuition reimbursement policy through their employer, and we work through a bunch of different money scenarios. So I'm happy to do that with you too, if you'd like.
Another
Also-
question.
Oh,
Okay.
sorry. I was just to say, going back to Josh's question about the time limit, I really do not think there is a time limit. I just don't want to say that for sure and then, you know, be wrong about that. But I mean, if you wait 2 years and then go back, that would not be a problem. I just don't know if there might be some time limit.
I was gonna agree with that also from an admissions perspective, unless the department has said anything different or the curriculum has changed or something like that. But if everything is the same, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to apply that still.
Agreed. I just don't know if there's some university rule or a graduate school rule that has a time limit, but I'm confident that a few years would not be a problem.
Okay. Are the online classes offered online via Zoom at a specific time, or are they asynchronous?
Would you
Yeah.
like to talk about that since you've
Yeah.
taught, or else Jan will?
They are asynchronous because, you know, the class will be offered through the cameras. You can log in, and they are like the 7-week contents. For each week, the contents like, you know, the reading materials, some videos, you know, some other things. So you can do, you know, when you have time. So, you know, basically, so you can do anytime you want. So.
Yeah. Okay, another question. This would be for probably the subject matter experts. I'm currently employed as a quality assurance analyst in the healthcare industry. Can you give me an insight about how this program could possibly boost my career?
Yeah, I would think either Kui or Yan Wu, or maybe both of you could speak to that.
Let me try to think first.
I guess it depends on the level that you are in right now. So if you are doing a simpler job in your career, then in your work, then having this degree may give you a chance to have it be promoted in your job, perhaps. Or do you maybe your company have some guidelines, or if you have a master's degree or in related field, then you could get a better chance of promotion, things like that. Like I had some students in who are teachers, like high school math teachers, and they said they wanted this degree because having this will give them a better chance in their job position in terms of promotions or finding another job opportunity. So that was my answer. But if Hui has some more idea, because he's closer to health industry, so I would
Yeah,
expect
I'm not sure like about like what kind of like you know, skills in statistics you have, but if you, I mean, suppose, you know, you can learn some advanced methods from this like degree, so basically you can do more things, you know, then get you like that, you know, that you can like boost your career by that way, I think.
Okay, we have another question, which probably is for Kui. What are the advantages of an MSAS degree in comparison to an MS in engineering? For example, what technical skills are being acquired in this degree that may not be incorporated in other degree options through MTU's global campus? So what makes this degree different?
Yeah, I think, MS in engineering, I don't know how many like static courses that they, offered by that, program. So our program is basically focused on the, statistical application and theory. So we have 10 courses, not only like, so we have some very applied. So you learn the method and use the software to solve like, real world problems. And we also have some courses that really talk about, the foundation of statistical theory, behind those methods. So I would say so that those two degrees are very different things. So.
Okay. Is there still easy access to professor support even in the online format?
Yeah, I would think so because basically, so you can use the email, contact professor if you need help. And also, I think, for every course I taught or like the other professor taught, they have the, the Zoom meeting for the office hour for the fixed time. And if you, want to meet professors through the room at another, like, the time, you can always make an appointment with, and you can email and also use a Canvas message. There's a lot of ways you can reach like the professor and get help and support.
Yeah, also for these online courses, I kind of try to reach out to the students a little bit more because it's online, and I understand the difficulties and the necessity, and also the way that the two courses that I built, at least I can't speak for other courses, but I designed lots of opportunities for interactions, like a lot of discussions and so on. So you do have lots of interactions with the professor in an online format, in addition also to the Zoom office hours.
Student feedback has shown what I hear from students is that they get quick responses from the instructors, and that they get a lot of interaction with the instructors, and that it's very easy to contact them, and they get good responses quickly. So that's been good feedback.
Yeah, and Eamon said that you're currently doing regression testing on web portals. You are going to learn much more advanced tools in this in the series of courses in this degree program, for sure, much more advanced ones than just the regression testing.
Great answers. Any other questions? Those are some great questions that came through, detailed.
Yeah, I guess we'll just offer up, with the remaining time. Any other questions? Feel free to post in the chat or unmute, either way. Another one here. Nope. Well, I guess if there are no other questions, we'll go ahead and end this session. On behalf of everyone here, I want to say thanks again for joining. Great questions.
There's
another question. All right. Before I end it. All right.
I think I missed the answer. Are the classes at a specific time, or are they pre-recorded?
Okay, so there are 10 courses. Okay, so basically, so each semester, so there are like the 4 courses like offered. The 2 like basic courses, MA 4700 and MA 570 will be offered in every term. And in addition to those 2 courses, there are 2 other courses will be offered, and you must finish each course within 7 weeks. And I think within each course, we have the contents for each week, and you must finish, the contents, of that week. before the deadline. For example, you finish the the reading, the understand the contents. There will be a quiz or homework, for that week contents. But within that week, you can do when you can do whatever you want to do when you have time, and you can also do early. For example, if you finish the homework for the second week at the first week, no one will prevent you. So, and the course, it's not only like the contains like the video. So there's basically, so if you go to like the Canvas, so it's designed in a way, so there are like some videos, some like the text, the examples, or as like the Professor Yaush said, there's some interaction, interactive like the questions. So I think that's all I can offer this time.
Yeah, so short answer is it's asynchronous.
Yeah, it's asynchronous.
Yeah, asynchronous. It's not a remote course. They're not remote. So they're not, classes at a specific day, a specific time. You're working at your own pace. It's asynchronous, like they said.
I would say it's not pre-recorded, not only videos. There are a lot of like, that's they're different, like, the format of the contents. They organize, the very nicely, so you can learn like, better. So.
Yeah, so we don't just, it's a little bit different from traditional lecture type of classes. There will be lots of tools that's gonna make you interact with material a little bit in a different way than the classical classes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just going to chime in to what you were both saying. I think that speaks to what Melissa had introduced, that this program was developed fully online from the outset. So the learning is obviously different online, and having the course designed in a way that facilitates that online learning in an asynchronous environment. There's more to it than hosting pre-recorded lectures, right? Having discussions and other tools available through the Canvas learning management system. So I think that is definitely a differentiator for this program, the way it was developed from the beginning. All right.
I don't see any questions, but I do have a question because you ripped through that slide. Tell me about Michigan Tech's veteran assistance program. How does that lower the cost of tuition to this program?
Yeah, so for those that are eligible, it's I think about 30% off the rates, like you were Amanda had mentioned, right? That 1,300 and change per credit hour, right? It's up to something around 30%, as I understand it. And I don't have all the details, but that link can send you to the information for those interested. And it is several groups, like I said, Peace Corps, former Peace Corps, active, and former military. So yeah, I think it's a good opportunity for those that may be eligible, with one of those challenges associated with advanced education being the financial side that obviously you have to consider.
Any other questions from the audience before we wrap up?
I think that's the last call, Shelley.
I'm gonna.
Well, again,
Oh,
thanks everyone.
oh, we do have
Oh.
one more question.
Yeah, keep going. Yeah, part-time.
Can we pursue this part-time? Can we pursue this degree or certificate part-time?
Yeah, I mean, I can speak to this, what I know. I mean, you can go at any pace, whatever you want. The thing that I would point out though, is that the way it is set up, we touched on this a little bit, is that we only offer 4 courses each semester. So we always will offer the 2, we call them the onboarding courses. We always offer those 2 courses, and then we offer 2 other courses each semester. So, you know, if you get off track, we'll say, if you say, okay, I'm gonna take the 2 onboarding courses the first semester, but then the next semester, I'm only gonna take one of them, one of the 2 that are offered. That's fine, but you just will have to wait until that course that you're missing is offered again. So if you're fine for waiting, you know, it would be another year or so until that course is offered again. That's fine. You just would have to be careful and plan out your schedule to know that, you know, it would just take you longer than the 5 semesters. Hopefully that makes sense. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, I agree. I think this program, you know, is designed for the part-time.
Yeah, a lot of students, they do have actual job and they can still manage the work with their full-time job. So
Yeah, and that's correct. Some classes are only offered once a year, right?
I think let's see. So you know, for those 8 courses, actually it's not that frequent. So I mean, basically, so you know, for example, if we look at other courses, you know, these 4, they offer 2 courses for the predictive modeling and statistical mining. The next time they offer will be spring 2026. It's a little bit like I would say 1.5 year, not 1 year. So it's
More like 1.5 years. Yeah.
Yes, about
Yeah.
because
Because you have
like,
to wait until it comes around in the cycle again.
Yeah, because we need to rotate like those 8 courses.
Right.
And we have the 3 terms, and we can offer 6 courses. That's a little bit more than 1 year. So
Yeah. And like Yan Wu stated, it really is designed, the program is designed for people that are working. Most of our students are students that have a full-time job and they're doing this on the side, which is why we put it, you know, we arrange it, it's scheduled so that you only are taking 1 class at a time. So most students who go through the program are happy that they can work and pursue the degree at the same time. But there is that option that if you did want to take, I mean, people have taken off a part of a semester in the past, but they just have to wait until that course is offered again till they can complete it.
I don't see any more questions. So Rick, do you want to come back on and officially end the session?
I'll try. No, thanks. Yeah, I think there's just a couple folks that have stuck around with, like I said, a lot of great questions. So I think we all learn as we have these sessions because different questions come up depending on your circumstances. But yeah, thanks for joining. We will have the recording available afterward for those that want to reference it. But again, thanks for your time. We're going to end the session. And yes, thank you.
Thanks, Rick.